It's finally here. The long-awaited 222 portal has arrived. But what most people don't realize is that they're about to fall into a spiritual trap. Here's what they're not telling you. This portal doesn't just amplify blessings, it amplifies everything. If you're carrying doubt, it multiplies. If you're stuck in low energy, it will deepen it. This portal is like a cosmic magnifying glass. Whatever energy you bring into it gets supercharged. And that's where most people fail. They rush into this portal, chasing the idea of transformation, never realizing they're walking straight into traps. They think they're aligning, but without knowing how this energy really works, they could be doing more harm than good. But don't worry too much, because this isn't something to fear. Because if you know what not to do, you can use this energy to elevate instead of getting knocked down by it. The difference between rising and falling during this portal comes down to the traps you must avoid. And here's where it gets real. There's one specific thing you're doing every single day that is secretly draining your energy. You don't even realize it, but it's silently harming you. I'll go over it later on, so make sure to watch until the end. But first, there's something even more urgent you need to know. Because this portal, it isn't even open to everyone. Yes, the 222 portal is open, but that doesn't mean you have access to it. Right now, waves of high-frequency energy are flooding in. Some people feel charged, like their manifestations are accelerating at light speed. But others? Numb, drained, like they're watching the energy pass by instead of stepping into it. Why? Because energy isn't just handed out, it has to be matched. If your vibration doesn't sync with the frequency of the portal, it's like trying to tune into a radio station with the wrong dial. You won't hear anything, no signs, no shifts, no connection. And here's the crazy part, you could be blocking yourself without even realizing it. And the worst part? The more you struggle to force your way in, the more drained you become. Some people are burning themselves out trying to chase this energy instead of aligning with it. And if you've been feeling exhausted, even when you're doing everything right, you need to hear this next part. Because spiritual burnout is real, and most people don't even realize they're caught in it. Not every portal requires a grand ritual. Some portals don't need you to act, they need you to listen. Right now, everyone is telling you to manifest, meditate, visualize, and do intense energy work because the 222 portal is powerful. And sure, it is powerful, but let me tell you something nobody else will. Forcing a spiritual breakthrough can actually push you further away from alignment. Some people wake up on a day like this and feel drained, unmotivated, maybe even overwhelmed. And instead of listening to that, they panic. They think, oh no, today is important. I have to do something or I'll miss out. So they force themselves into deep meditation, they overcomplicate their rituals, they push their energy too far, and what happens? They burn out. Spiritual energy is like a wave. You either flow with it or you exhaust yourself fighting it. Right now, the portal is wide open. But that doesn't mean you have to force your way through it. This energy is here to be received, not chased. If you feel called to rest, that is your activation. If your intuition is telling you to slow down, to just be, then that is exactly what you should do. Because here's the reality. Some of the most powerful spiritual downloads happen in stillness. Some of the most life-changing manifestations happen in moments of surrender. The number 2 isn't just about balance, it's also about deception. Everyone loves talking about the positive side of angel numbers. They'll tell you that 222 means harmony, divine alignment, perfect timing. But what they don't tell you is that every number has a shadow side. And for the number 2, that shadow is duality, division, and illusion. Think about it. 2 represents opposites, light and dark. And when the 222 portal opens, it doesn't just amplify the good side of 2. It amplifies everything. Right now, you might notice more synchronicities, more signs, more messages from the universe. But let me warn you, not everything that appears aligned actually is. Just because something looks divine doesn't mean it has your best interest at heart. There are energies that feed off confusion. There are forces that disguise themselves as guidance, but actually create doubt. Today, more than ever, be careful who and what you trust. A sign that seems obvious might be a test. A person who seems spiritual might actually be draining you. Today is not the day to blindly accept every message. It's the day to question, discern, and see beyond the illusion. And speaking of illusions, there's one specific thing people do during portals like this that actually invites the wrong energies into their space. And if you've done this today, you might already be feeling the effects. You are leaking energy and you don't even realize it. Most people think energy vampires are just toxic people, the ones who drain you, leave you exhausted, or always bring negativity into your space. But let me tell you something even crazier. Some of the biggest energy vampires in your life aren't even human. They're tiny, unnoticed habits. They're objects sitting in your space. They're things you do every single day without thinking twice, and yet they are silently stealing your energy. Let me ask you this, right now, does your space feel light, clear, or is there clutter sitting around, old things collecting dust, unfinished projects staring at you? Because every single item you keep carries an energy signature. And when you surround yourself with things that no longer serve you, you're literally tying your energy to the past. It's like trying to move forward while being chained to old versions of yourself. Your surroundings are a reflection of your inner world. If your space is heavy, your energy will be too. And it's not just physical clutter, it's digital too. That unread email count, that pile of old messages, that endless doom scroll through social media, every single one of those is an open energy loop. And here's why this matters so much today. The 222 portal is all about flow, manifestation, alignment, but if you're unknowingly leaking energy, you're blocking that flow. It's like trying to fill a cup that has holes in the bottom. And the worst part? There's one major energy leak that almost everyone does daily, and it's even more damaging than you think. In fact, I told you about it at the beginning. Something that you do every single day without realizing how much it's harming you. Most people are trapping themselves in a cycle of negativity, and they don't even know it. Remember at the beginning, when I said there was something that most people do every single day that's blocking their energy and keeping them stuck? This is it. Complaining. Most people think venting is harmless. I'm just expressing how I feel. Or, I just need to get it off my chest. But here's the shocking truth. Every time you complain, you are reinforcing that reality. Let that sink in. Your words are spells. Every time you speak, you are casting them. So when you say things like, "Nothing ever works out for me," or "I'm always so tired," guess what? You are commanding the universe to keep giving you exactly that. Now, don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean you have to be fake positive all the time. It's okay to acknowledge when something is frustrating. But here's the difference. Complaining just for the sake of it, that's you feeding a problem with your energy, acknowledging something, and then choosing to shift your focus. That's you reclaiming your power. Because here's the real danger of complaining, it's addictive. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And before you know it, it's a habit. And that habit is shaping your entire reality. And today, During this portal, this effect is amplified. Whatever energy you put out today is being magnified, echoed back to you faster than usual. So let me leave you with this. Be mindful of your words today. Every single one is either pulling you forward or holding you back. You keep asking for a sign, but what if I told you it's already been sent? Everyone is out here begging the universe for a message. Show me a sign if I'm on the right path. Send me a signal if this is meant for me. But here's the truth. The universe doesn't repeat itself just because you weren't paying attention the first time. And today, during this portal, messages are everywhere. But the question is, are you actually seeing them? Because here's what most people do. They ask for a sign, then completely ignore the subtle, quiet confirmations they get. They expect something dramatic, neon lights flashing, angel numbers raining from the sky. But the most powerful signs? They whisper, a thought that keeps repeating in your mind, a song that plays at the exact moment you need to hear it, a gut feeling that won't leave you alone. That is your sign. The universe is always speaking, you just have to stop doubting what you hear. And here's something most people won't tell you. Constantly asking for signs is actually a sign itself. A sign that you don't trust what's already been shown to you. That you're looking for permission instead of listening to what's already inside you. So today, instead of asking for another sign, do this. Trust the one you've already received. Because the moment you stop second-guessing, you'll realize something life-changing. The guidance has been there this whole time. Your body knows what's happening before your mind does. Right now, your body is adjusting to this portal's energy. And if you're feeling off, thirsty, restless, emotional, extra sensitive to sound, or even just exhausted, that is not random. It's your body processing the shift. But here's where most people mess up. They ignore these signals. They push through fatigue, suppress emotions, sit still when their energy is screaming to move, and then they wonder why they feel completely drained after portal days like this. Your body is your spiritual translator. If you don't listen, you miss the message. Think about it. When your mind is overwhelmed, your body speaks for you. That sudden wave of exhaustion, it's your energy telling you to slow down. That unexpected frustration bubbling up, there's something unspoken that needs to be released. That thirst that won't go away, no matter how much water you drink. You're processing higher frequencies and your body is trying to keep up. Most people think spiritual energy is all about the mind and soul. But without the body, you wouldn't even be able to receive these shifts. When you resist what your body is asking for, you resist the flow of energy itself. And the more you ignore it, the more out of sync you become. If nothing changes in you today, what was the point of this portal? Think about it. What's the use of all this energy if you're just going to wake up tomorrow as the same person? The 222 portal is an invitation to evolve, but you have to accept it. This isn't just another day. This is a moment of alignment, a rare energetic window where shifts happen faster, transformations happen easier, and the energy you put out multiplies. But here's the problem. Most people will let this energy pass them by. They'll go through today on autopilot, thinking the same thoughts, reacting the same way, carrying the same emotional weight they've been holding onto for years. And when they wake up tomorrow, nothing will have changed. And here's the thing. Change doesn't have to be massive. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It just has to be real. A shift in perspective. A decision you finally commit to. A thought pattern you refuse to feed anymore. Even the smallest shift today can ripple into something life-changing tomorrow. But it has to start now. Most people wait. They wait for the right moment, for the right sign, for life to hand them an opportunity. But waiting is a choice too. And if you wait too long, this energy will move on without you. The portal doesn't create change, you do. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.